Over here, checking for the man of the year. Oh, man of the year, man of the bounce. Where I see girls everywhere, titty ass hands in the air. Body over here, checking. Hey, what is up, Jay Bourne?
What is up for rare? What's going on to the ghouls and goblins out there? Almost Halloween.
Oh, that is true. A couple weeks away. You know, I had to come in with that intro, man of the year, because Tiger King Joe Burrow looking good, man of the year.
Boy, oh boy, you're over there robbing the grave, dude. My gosh, you look like you just robbed an ATM machine from old Donald. Made it look easy.
I can't believe I pulled out a victory. Cheers to Victory Thursday.
I wonder what that feels like. Ugh.
What you talking about?
I lost.
I'm sorry, it cut out. What'd you say?
I lost.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I heard that correctly. It felt good to hear it again.
I figured.
Oh man. So
Want to dive right into my matchup?
yeah, let's dive in here. You lost. How close was it?
Yeah. 143 to 145.
What
Uh,
happened?
Hunter Henry and Garrett Wilson. I had every intent. I wanted to put in George Pickens so bad. I don't know why I didn't. I don't understand it. I had him in, I took him out. The Henry one, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it sucked.
Who are you gonna put
Coach
Pickens in
Ben.
for?
Huh?
Who are you gonna put Pickens in for?
Wilson.
Really? Going up
Oh
against
yeah.
Denver?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude. I don't know if you know this, but Pickens is the number 13 wide receiver.
That was a lucky catch for a touchdown. That was awesome. I was pretty jacked up, but I'm surprised you're saying you would have benched Wilson. Looking at it, I might have debated with benching CD Lamb.
It's hard to bench CeeDee Lamb, but I mean, would you bench Wilson if Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback? No, but Aaron Rodgers is not the quarterback. He's the number 29 wide receiver. He should be top 10. Should be. The guy's good. CeeDee Lamb's coming in at, oh, the one thing wrong with this app. Number 20. He's the number 20 wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb's having a very, very bad year for himself, actually. Very bad year. But bright side, I get Cooper Kupp back. He looked good. Right back to form.
Yeah, he did.
Downside, Deshaun Watson doesn't look like he's going to play next week.
That could be okay. It's against 49ers. So
Yeah.
I can't believe it, man. Jacobs and Adams, you just needed, what was it, like 26, 27
Yeah.
points? Couldn't get it. But it all, you
They
lost.
didn't throw Adams the ball until the second half. I don't know if you know this. I watched the game. It was like Jimmy G was deliberately not throwing him the ball.
I don't know how open he was, man. It's probably Jair Alexander is legit. And how banged up he might have been as well.
He was open. It's against the Packers, Brian. He was open.
They got a top 5 corner in the league.
That's fine. But Devontae Adams is like the number one wide receiver in the league. Number one route runner. Old boy's good.
Management lost this game for you.
Who was that?
Management.
Yeah. You're right. Management did. I 100% agree with you.
But
This
I'm
this loss is on me, not my team. I take full responsibility. We are now what is it? 4-1. It's hard. It's rough out here.
But
Sometimes even Greg loses a regular season game. It happens.
I mean, how many losses will you be able to blame on management? You got to get yourself a tight end.
I have tight ends. I'm
As
fine.
as desperate as you were to replace Chubb with Kamara, I can't believe you are just so content with crap in the bed every week at tight end.
Who am I supposed to go after? There's only two good tight ends. Greg's not going to trade me Hawkinson.
Who would have thought he'd trade you Kamara?
I've already Greg's not trading TJ.
Has,
And on the flip side, I've offered Rob trades for Travis Kelce, and he doesn't even respond. I don't
maybe
know if he's
injuries,
out
huh?
there with his boyfriend hanging out or what. I'm not sure. You don't ever hear from Rob.
Well, I want to make sure. Big shout out to Ben. Nice work, Magnolia. Awesome win there. Projected to score 117, drops 145. And I mean, shout out Joshua Downs. That is very nice. Honestly, man, I can't believe how well Ben's doing when you look at take away Swift. I mean, Najee Harris is ugh. It's so bad, and yet Ben continues to find a way.
I mean, let's not sit here and just choke up against it. I mean, he's only scored 637 points this year. He's 100 points behind me, 110, 120 something.
Who's got the head-to-head win?
130. I'm not sure.
That's all it takes, man.
Do quick math. I can't. Yeah, I mean it's gonna happen. Every now and then my team's not gonna score that great. You know, it's gonna happen.
He's also faced a harder schedule than you so far as well.
Has he?
Yeah, it's
Who's he had?
it's no coincidence the two of the top teams in the league have faced some of the easiest schedules.
He lost to the Mustangs in week 4. He beat Greg, which I would have beat Greg that week too.
And it doesn't matter. Opponents have only scored 609 points against you.
Yeah, I mean he lost to the Mud Dogs. I mean the Maslin Mud Dogs. My gosh. That's terrible.
Yeah, because that was when they
And
weren't
he
hitting their
beat
stride with
Walt.
Burrow.
What's that?
Yeah, and that's when the Mud Dogs probably weren't hitting their stride with their quarterbacks and their roster.
I guess not. Probably not. I'm not sure. Something. Or maybe it's just bad management.
Yeah, it's a nice win. Good win for Magnolia. Makes a tough one for Division A there. Division A,
Yeah.
best of the
Shouldn't be,
best.
dude, I'm proud of you. Like, we'll get to it later, but hey, Division A, baby. Yeah. Good job, dude.
Yeah, way
Come
to
on,
crap the bed
Division A.
there. There was another close matchup last week, and that was Fat Chair against Bolivar.
Sorry. I'm all over the place here. Fat
So
Chair versus
yeah, 122 to 118. Fat Chair
yeah.
goes to 3-2.
Feel bad for Aaron. Division rivalry. Somebody had to go to 3-2 though. Both of them were 2-2 coming into the matchup. Lamar Jackson craps the bed, and this is what you get, you know?
It's that Steelers defense. Craps the bed, please.
I mean, Justin Jefferson gets hurt.
James Conner gets hurt.
Yeah.
On the other side of the thing, Rob lost Achan for a little bit. This was a this was a battle, man. Injuries galore. coming out of this matchup.
Yeah. Is Rob going to be as good without him at running back? I mean, he's kind of a savior this year.
He is. I mean, but just a slugfest for Division A, man. Seeing those injuries come out of that matchup, that reminds you of like Ravens Steelers, hard, tough nosed division rivalry. Do we got something brewing here between Bolivar and North Industry?
Maybe so. But I think the Bulldogs have the better team here. Um, I think Rob's gonna struggle without a Kane in there. Devon. I
Yeah.
think
I mean, this is a nice win for Rob when you consider his best running back, Kenneth Walker, was on a bye.
yeah. Might not be his best running back anymore. He might have somebody better.
Yeah, but now that yeah, it's fair. But banged up, so he's gonna have to rely on Walker a little bit more. I hope Madison can continue to do something. Jamar Chase just goes absolutely bananas, and it's not enough.
Good for you, isn't it? Jamar Chase catching all them touchdowns. Woo!
Yeah, I
And
wish I had the
3 for
connection.
Burrow.
Man, that connection would be sick.
Well,
Man.
he is on his last year of his contract, so
Yeah,
maybe.
but you figure if he tagged Jefferson, then he'll probably tag Chase.
Yeah, but I mean, do you throw a first at him right now and
I
get Jamar Chase and get that connection?
I wasn't thinking of one, but if I can I was thinking of maybe a two or two twos.
That could be a dynasty brewing right there in Castleberry.
Maybe a two and Amari Cooper
No, he ain't doing that. Why would you give a franchise guy for a 2?
and Cooper. Cooper's
Cooper's
franchise.
29, and he's literally plays for the Browns. The only player that's ever done any good for the Browns is Nick Chubb in years. I think Amari Cooper is like the first 1,000-yard receiver in like 6 or 7 years.
Oh, it's possible. That sucks for Jefferson, and this is a very interesting case now. Now, when Jefferson comes back to play, assuming he does, is he going to have a different quarterback?
You think Kirk Cousins is going to get traded?
He needs to. If Minnesota was smart,
Where
yes.
does he go?
Funny enough, the podcast I listened to said Atlanta.
Really?
That would
All,
hurt you from a
all
quarterback
in.
standpoint, but
It would actually be good for me because he'd probably be heavy rely on Drake London,
yeah,
whatever his name is.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
that's
it'd be
the
good for
mission.
Rob too, because maybe Pitts could actually take off. That'd be
Yep,
cool.
yep. Atlanta. There's another. I'm probably blanking. I haven't thought much of it, but there's. Oh, the Jets were another one, but Zach Wilson started to play a little bit better. I think he might have a no trade clause, and he's on an expiring deal, so he's got to go somewhere where the team's going to get reassurance that he's going to get paid. So, but I mean, dude, the Vikings, they might lose this week to the Bears. Their season,
Jets, Jets.
if Jefferson has to say, is it, hey, let's tank for a top quarterback and get like Caleb Williams, Drake May, somebody next year?
It's sad because Justin Jefferson will find out that even though some of these quarterbacks look amazing in college, when they get drafted, they're not that amazing. And you don't actually know till they go on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's talking about sacrificing probably at least a year, maybe 2 of his career, like the 1,600, 1,800 yards, because Kirk Cousins gets him the ball. I mean, as much as he wants to sit there and say, "Oh, well, we'll tank for a good quarterback." You're not getting a Patrick Mahomes. First year right out, it's not happening.
He had to sit the bench. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if both those teams, North Industry and Bolivar, can sustain losing those very key pieces to their lineup, or if one's going to have to try and make a trade. What that looks like.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's skip up and just touch on the Turd Nuggets dropping 179, just dismantling Alliance. And that's with zero from Aaron Jones, who did not
Who
play.
was out?
Yeah.
And 3.9 from Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. Zach Moss and his bench.
Yeah, he's beaten Walt with pretty much two guys out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
Zach Moss on his bench. Sam Howe. He could have been our 200-point game.
yep. But hey, I feel Fagan's pain, man. You got a questionable guy. Aaron Jones played on Monday night, so you're not too sure.
Yeah.
You play it safe, or you're like, I thought he was actually going to play, so I was a little surprised there.
We haven't heard too much from Fagan this year. Not in the chat, not in anything.
Yeah, I hope he's doing all right. Thinking about you,
I hope
Fagan.
he's doing good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to text him.
So it's another week worth having the conversation. We talked about Cousins potentially getting traded in real life. Should Walt be looking to trade Cousins in fantasy?
The You gotta wonder, does Walt get a win this year?
Well, I hope it's not this week. We'll preview that here soon.
Kind of scary. I really hope he gets a win, at least one this this year.
I, I'm glad to see the. It seems like pretty smart management choices to help flip it next year.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Walt's future to see what he does this offseason.
Who do you wanna roll to Greg and Matt's matchup, or you wanna go to yours?
Uh, yeah, we can touch on Castleberry pulling off the major upset. One of the upsets of the year, probably top five candidate.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Dallas. He could have put Dallas in. Man, that would have really, really helped his chances on beating you.
I got lucky, man. There were only two teams I would have beat this week, and I played one of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
It's what Castleberry does, man. This is true. The Castleberry is like the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're not going to outscore you with these high powered offensive games. We are going to make it look ugly. We need to win low scoring games and hold our team opponent down. If our opponent scores over 120, it's not looking good.
so Castleberry right now.
We don't need to talk about it.
Castleberry right now has scored 556 points, which is almost 200 points behind me. You're 3 points shy of 200 points behind me. Now, I've had 609 points scored against me. You are by far the lowest. You've had the lowest scoring games. 581 points.
Yep.
581.
In theory, I've had the easiest schedule so far. You've had the third easiest schedule so far.
Yes. With
Yeah.
it's hard to say because everybody else has played me, Matt, and Greg. Myself, Matt, Greg, sometimes Rob has been in the conversation. And this week, Fagan was in the conversation where his points just went crazy. And you're going to have that where guys' points shoot up. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's not the case for me this week because I don't want to waste all those points this
But
week.
I try and be consistent 140 to 150. It seems like it kind of wins games. But
Yeah, you're more of like a Kansas City Chiefs team, and I'm more of a Pittsburgh Steeler, Atlanta Falcons.
have you played Memphis yet?
Yeah, that was the game I should have won.
Oh yeah, that's right. Very low scoring Memphis game.
A lucky ass Hail Mary from Russell Wilson.
Gotcha.
Thanks for
Yeah, I mean, hey,
a few weeks, but yeah.
you beat a terrible team over there in the Mud Dogs. Congratulations. You know, if they would have had Joe Burrow, they would have won, most likely. But they didn't.
Yeah. But it was that stinks. Herbert goes down, and I think he's out for a little bit. Man, what is going on with Devonta Smith?
What do you mean Herbert goes down?
The running back.
Oh, okay. The Bears running back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, his bread and butter is Pacheco and Cook. So that's his guys. He has, Devontae Smith, who's the number 27 wide receiver. Calvin Ridley, who's the number 19. And Terry McLaurin, I went back to Calvin Ridley, is the number 31. No, he's got Derrick Henry there, bro. He made the trade for old Derrick Henry.
Yeah. He's got a nice team. Both of our
You gotta
QB.
say this. Dallas is the number 10 tight end, and Ertz is the number 15. So that's kind of questionable. But before this week, Dallas might have been a little bit lower than Ertz.
Yeah.
So possible. Because tight ends, so many, if you score like 23 points, that's a big deal for the tight end spot because a lot of guys, it takes them 4 weeks to score, you know what I mean? That many points.
A week where I start Gainwell. I mean, you could say Boyd, Samuel, Raymond. Oof. I mean,
I
I
mean,
go.
I gotta ask you while we're on here, how do you feel about that trade now? Are you pumped? Like, what's going through your mind?
I mean, I'm excited for sure, and winning definitely helps that.
I mean, are you glad that you like pawned off Mac Jones on the deal?
Call me crazy, but I'm still kind of a believer in Mac.
Well, you can be, but
I'm still a believer in Mac. The one that if I was excited to get rid of somebody, I'd probably
Mhm.
gotta say Miles Sanders. He was frustrating me.
Oh yeah. I mean, you should have knew that right out the get go, though. When I traded him to you, he always
And
gets hurt.
I'm excited about DK. And finally playing him this because he had a bye. So yeah, it'll be exciting.
I mean, you stole him and you got rid of Ridley.
Yeah, but you
So
just said Ridley was like a top something receiver.
I say he was number 19.
Yeah, he's top 20. That's pretty solid.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you'd expect top 10 for the kind of money that he got, but and on a 4-year deal.
Yeah, that was all before the year off. So I mean, dude, here we go. Memphis drops 173, second most of the week. Greg looks to be the lucky loser, third most points in the week.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have them weeks. I mean, Greg's kind of just hit a snag where a couple guys have scored a little bit more than him, and He's still putting up points. Trust me. Greg's still putting up points. Greg has 709 points, which is third. I'm leading the way with 753. Then you got Matt with 742. And then Greg at 709. So
there's no panic because it looks like Greg's faced the second hardest schedule so far.
no, there's no panic. I mean, this week he's got a hard week, and even at 2-4, his schedule is going to get easier. I don't think you faced Greg yet. And I mean,
that's gonna be tough for him. Are you chalking it up like a win for him?
I don't know what it looks like that week. That would be week 9.
Yeah, week 9.
Yeah. It looks like you're gonna have most of your team, and it looks like Goff and Montgomery won't be there for Greg. But Saquon should be back. Christian Watson will be there. Hate to say it, but have you seen Greg's tight end that he got in the taxi?
Yeah, Laporta.
Yeah, my gosh. Number 1 tight end right now as a rookie. Oh,
It's pretty nice.
crazy.
Anything. Memphis dude just gets lucky. Justin Fields gets a 40 burger.
It's not luck for Rare.
One of these, his luck's gonna run
Matt,
out.
you don't get for Rare, you don't get 5-0 on luck.
Oh,
It doesn't.
need some luck. Yeah, for sure.
So you're saying a lot of yours is luck.
No, I'm not 5-0.
You have started out on a good streak before. Are you saying that was luck?
Oh no, that's when my team was nasty. This
Gotcha.
team isn't that nasty.
I mean, he has some players. What do you
Yeah, he has
show
some
some
respect,
respect, dude? My gosh. Rare? What's going on?
It's decent. It's kind of nice, but it's gonna run out. It's okay.
Seems like you're upset about Memphis being 5-0.
Russ Wilson won't stay a top 10 fantasy quarterback.
Are you still mad about the Hail Mary?
I forgot about it until we talked about it a little bit ago. I'm excited to get my revenge later.
What week is your revenge game?
Probably the playoffs.
You're making the playoffs. You got yourself in the playoffs. You
That's
scored second least amount of points.
that is a great question.
Playoffs, bro.
That is a very good question. It's really hard right now to see who the other 3 teams are that won't make the playoffs this year.
I will give you this. You're kind of lucky because your team isn't as hurt as Bolivar and Rob's team.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about last week?
Revenge game coming this week.
Are you ready for week 6?
I'm ready.
All right. I assume let's just start with Castleberry and Alliance. Remember we talked about
Whoa!
what?
Are you forgetting something?
Oh, yeah. I am. Yep. Good call.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm gonna need my intro music.
It is time for this week's J-Born Power Rankings, sponsored by
Garage beer. Still sick for air. We are gonna start off there is a new bottom.
Well, there better be, and it shouldn't be. There's no way you can put me back there.
No, I couldn't because I took your advice on the whole week-to-week basis. So there's a new bottom and there's a new top.
Okay.
Starting at number 10, we have Alliance, Walt's team. Not looking good over there in Alliance. It is what it is, you know. You're back at the bottom, Walt. Sorry. At number 9, we have a new team at number 9. They just keep falling week in and week out. We got the Maslin Mud Dogs at number 9. I don't know what it is, but I like Maslin in the beginning of the year, and I'm selling the stock today. Don't like it no more. At number 8, we have Ferrer.
Jeez.
Won a tough game last week. Ooh, looking good.
You damn right I'm looking good. Number 8. Jeez, oh Pete. Man. All
Okay,
right.
let me ask you this. Are you better than the number 7 team? The Turd Nuggets.
They did have a nice showing last week.
I mean, what do you want here?
So the Turd Nuggets scored the most points of the week, and you got them at 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I like the Turds. I think they should be higher up on the list, but you want me to stay. They're still 2-3.
That's
They're
all
still
right.
2-3.
They're healthy.
Yeah. They're healthy and they gotta move up. They gotta get some wins. I gotta see if this is gonna be a consistent thing or if this was a blip.
All right, let's see who's 6 before.
They are trending though in the right direction. At number 6, we have Bolivar.
Okay, that's what I may flip those with the Jefferson injury. I may flip those.
He went on IR today, so I like Bolivar. I still think they have some good pieces. They still got Chase, but they don't have Jefferson. Hopefully Lamar plays better, but he hasn't.
Yeah, should have a nice game this week in London or Germany, wherever they are.
Yeah, I don't like the London games. You already know this. Unless you're a Jacksonville fan. Then you love London. Maybe they should move there.
Who you got at 5?
Zor.
They keep dropping.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Wow. From 1 to 2 to 4 to 5.
I mean, he's only got 2 wins this year. I mean, Greg's still a consistent scorer, but the third most points is only got him 2 wins.
Hey,
so
same record as me.
He's got to start playing some defense.
I know a lot about the defense.
Number 4, we got the Monarchs, who just beat me. They're at 3-2 now. They would be leading their division. Almost.
So they just beat you, but yet they're ranked behind you.
Yeah, 100%. I'm 4-1. What do you want me to just drop myself out of the top 3 because I lost 1 game? My gosh, maybe if you won 4 games, you'd be in the top 4. Maybe you'd be in the top 2. But you haven't. Your team cannot stay consistent and win any games. At number 3, we got Rob, even with the injuries. I think Rob's trending down. I think he'll start trending down the power rankings with the injuries. So we'll see here.
But apparently not this week. He's in the same spot as last week.
Not this week. No, he won. The guy won games. What do you want me to do? Drop people when they win? Whoop. Sometimes I'd love to just know how you think, you know? At number 2, I have myself, who dropped from number 1. I'm number 2 now. And we have a new number 1 in the Mustangs.
The
Call it luck. Call it whatever
congrats.
you want. But the Mustangs are number 1. They're 5-0. Got to give them the props that they deserve. They
Mhm.
beat you. Last minute, Hail Mary, be what it might. They kicked your ass.
Yep, you love to see it. That's now the third different team we've had power rated number one so far, only through 5 weeks of the season. That's awesome.
How many have we had?
This one, two, three. We've had four rankings.
Hmm.
If it was Greg, Jayborn, Matt, that's the number one power rated team.
Do you think you'll ever get to the top of power rankings? Not, not,
No.
not, not this year.
Oh, then yeah, for sure. That's a no brainer. Those are
I mean,
bears shit in
it
the
would kind
woods.
of take a kind of a big off season for you to jump up.
It's very doable.
I mean, Chris did it.
I got some draft capital. Yeah, I'm set.
What pick? How many picks do you have?
I think 3 seconds and a first.
Ooh, the first are crucial though. You need to get another one. You're planning a rebuild.
Yeah, I may try and package two twos for a one or something. We'll see.
I mean, you'd be later in for one, but doable. But if you look at it, I mean, kind of the best player was taken in the second round, in my opinion. And Devon, I mean, he's kind of the best player, I think. He looks really, really good.
Speaking of rookies, man, Anthony Richardson just rest up, come back good next year. Can't wait.
I mean, the guy's got to play and learn. I mean, he just has to. He can't. I haven't seen the guy finish a game yet, has he?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean,
But
probably.
he's just yeah, he played 100% of the snaps in week 4 against the Rams.
Oh,
96% of the snaps week 1.
good deal. About time.
Oh yeah.
Does it worry you that he gets hurt a lot?
It's slightly concerning, but it doesn't change any of my views.
Maybe Robert Griffin-esque?
He was rookie of the year, right?
Yeah.
No,
Then after,
yeah.
roll on to week 6, right?
Yeah, I don't have a trivia question.
Yeah, you dropped the ball. I
You have
even gave
anything
you an extra day.
up your sleeve?
I don't have any trivia question.
I will say what I was looking to do, but I just didn't get around to it. Is we have 6 teams below 500.
Yeah.
Right? Or no, actually, is it 7? Because it's just Osnaburg. Oh no, Magnolia, Fatch. Yeah, so we have 6 teams, only 4 above 500. And I was curious through 5 weeks, yeah, how often that happened or whatnot.
I want to say it kind of happened last year.
Yeah, because it's possible. I don't know why 6 just seemed like a lot, but maybe it's not so much when you consider the lack of parity we've had for a few years. But it continues to get better.
Yeah. Do you see yourself making the playoffs?
I really don't know, man.
Like with a couple, like you've kind of seen what's happened this season. Um, you know the point spread, you know all that. I mean, being realistic here, it's not looking good for you.
It's looking better than it was a couple weeks ago.
How's that?
I mean, I was counting myself down and out. And I figured, lose to Donald as well last week. And I was like, I'm going to have one win. Because remember, we were talking just a couple weeks ago, like Walt and I are going to be battling for like our first win. And it, or, just I have one win, Walt has zero. And the mood in the locker room has changed. Feeling pretty good, but still torn on high draft pick or make the playoffs and let my defense hold my opponent down, take me to a championship.
Yeah.
Because the dogs be barking sometimes, baby.
Dogs do be barking. This is what a mud dog looks like. Ferocious.
Hey, after the Jefferson injury, maybe Bolivar's too. Maybe the Bulldogs.
Maybe the Bolivar Chihuahuas. Uh,
I
let's get into this week for air.
Yeah, you're good to hit that 2-3 versus 0-5
Two
matchup.
and three versus 0-5.
Yeah, does Alliance pull out their first win this week?
This is matchup of the week. This is the two bottom teams.
Yeah,
This is game of the week here.
we did talk about it. You're right, man.
Yeah.
It has. If you look at it though, this is a great scheduling week.
He's got Jimmy G starting. I mean, you got DK versus Cincinnati. It's looking good for you.
Get Eckler back.
Kyron gets Arizona. Look at Austin Eckler's back against that. We thought Dallas was the next coming after the first week, but I bet you're glad to get rid of old Dak Prescott. He looks terrible.
Wouldn't say glad, but smart decision there on my part.
Oh yeah.
And I'm probably no Danny Dimes this week, so that's tough.
Yeah. Do you think you're gonna start PJ Walker?
No,
What about Tyrod?
probably not.
What about Amari?
I
Amari's on
don't.
your bench right now. It's like you're hoping, like you're not even gonna put him out. Like I would have put Amari in before Sutton. No, I
Uh,
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't have. Sorry.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
OBJ, just picked him up, put him
Yeah,
in the lineup.
yeah. He got told last week to go be a family man. That's gotta hurt. You know, happens.
So hopefully a nice bounce back. You give, all right, let's see. There's some Monday night action here. Walt has Brandon Cooks. I've got Eckler. Uh, what are we thinking? You give Walt a chance?
I don't know. I was trying to look and see something here, but I don't see it. I was looking to see if old if one of Minnesota's wide receivers, Osborne, was on the market.
Definitely not.
No, somebody already picked him up. If he
Nah,
had him, I'd be throwing him in
I think
because Chicago.
Osborne was he was picked up in free agency this offseason.
What was he? Because he's looking pretty good.
He's in Memphis, right?
I'm not sure.
Again, they just getting lucky with
That
smart
Bears
signings.
defense is terrible.
Let's give props though. Walt has Gabe Davis, and Gabe Davis has caught a touchdown in 4 straight games.
Ooh, nice.
If I
Pick
know it's
up.
asking a lot, but if Walt can get to 120, I'm gonna be nervous. We gotta.
If he gets to 120 for you, I'd be nervous too.
We're again.
But I can say, since week 1, Walt's team has been trending up. Last week, Walt had 99, but the week before he had 110. The week before that, he had 133. So he's got it in him. That first week, he had 66, and that kind of killed him,
Yeah, not great.
But he's been trending upward. So you might have some fight. That dog might have some fight in him.
All right, I'm projected 114, which is the second lowest of the week. So
Yeah. Who is the lowest projected score of the week?
Walt with 96.
Oh, okay.
First one to 100 wins.
If you guys can make 100.
Hey man, we are playing some
You
true.
might have to put your guys' combined score together to beat another team.
Maybe it's a true AFC North battle.
Yeah.
Clash of the Titans with Castleberry coming out on top. You agree?
Oh yeah, I got Castleberry in this one. Right now it's 1.4 to 0.4, so that's about the spread.
And it's 2 guys for him, 1 for me.
Yeah.
All right, we dive on through. You want to touch on Carolina versus Maslin?
Yeah, we can. Who do you have in this one for air?
Gotta love when the quarterbacks face each other on Monday night, which is the case here. Dak versus Big Herb.
Yep.
Just going through the matchup. Well, will Maslin reap the benefits of a Big Herb Keenan Allen stack this week? Let's see. I have Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley, so he's loving the stacks. Is Brock Purdy going to need to do a lot to win this week? And will he do a lot against that Browns D?
I'd say, if anything, Christian McCaffrey is going to make him look good.
I'm not seeing anybody on benches that is worth putting in instead.
Yeah.
So these do look like the best lineups.
Mm-hmm.
I do, you got to expect a big game from Pacheco. So if he can't get that, then
Do you throw Josh Reynolds in? Because I'm not sure if St. Brown's going to play yet.
oh, good call. Yeah, if St. Brown, yeah, he's got to put St. Brown in his lineup, assuming he'll play. So,
If he plays, yeah.
who do you bench? Who do you bench for St. Brown?
McLaurin probably.
I was going to say
That's who I
Devonta
would.
Smith.
I would not. St. Brown's the number 21 wide receiver. Smith is, what did I say, the 27? McLaurin is 31. So even with a bad game last week from Smith, where he only scored 1 point, he's still better than McLaurin. Old Terry. That's
Yeah,
who I go with.
St.
Go
Brown
with the
have
stats.
one less game. So yeah, we'll see who Donald decides to sub out for him. Either way, it should be an upgrade, and Maslin's already projected to win.
I have the Turd Nuggets here. Who do you have, Brian?
I actually am going to anticipate Maslin bouncing back.
You got Maslin on a big bounce back game.
I do, yep.
Fagan's gotten healthy. Taylor's going against a foe that he knows all too well.
Taylor and Moss, he's got them both in the
Jacksonville's,
lineup.
yeah. Um, Jacksonville's coming off of 2 weeks in London, so you know they're going to be jet lagged coming back here. DJ Moore has Minnesota. That's going to be a good game. But Brown has the Rams, which has a really good defense. I think Zay Flowers catches his first. Did he have a touchdown last week? No. Zay Flowers gets his first touchdown this week.
I actually like that.
He actually has Zach Moss and Taylor in, which I think is actually smart. Bless you.
Thank you, sir. Yep, can't stop sneezing right now.
Maybe some of my dust from my remodels coming through the speakers.
Hey, big. Zay Flowers yet to score a touchdown. Could happen this week. I do like that.
I'd just like to see here. Let's go with history for air.
There's a lot of people in this matchup that play in the Colts versus Jags game.
2022, Trevor Lawrence had 22 points against the Colts, and he had 26.9 points against the Colts. We'll say an average of 24 points. So I don't see. I mean, they got him at 22, the low end of it, but I think maybe Trevor Lawrence scores a couple more points. Does Calvin Ridley get in on that? I hope for my other fantasy team sake he does, but does Justin Herbert coming out of the bye go pretty good against Dallas? I guess we'll have to see.
So these teams have already faced each other. Week 1, it was in Indy, and Calvin Ridley had 20 fantasy points.
Okay. How many did Trevor have?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Don't have it.
In week 1, Trevor scored 21.
Yeah. So, I mean, you might be looking for a good game from both of them.
I think it's going to come down to, is it ETN that steals the points from Donald's team? Because, he's got Lawrence and Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Fagan has all the running backs in that game. The 2 for the Colts and the 1 for the Jags. So he's like, just run the ball every play.
Yeah, everybody run it.
Nah, I'm gonna take Maslin. I think a nice little bounce back. Both teams are 2-3. Who needs to win more?
Fagan. I think our division's harder. So I would say Fagan.
Interesting. Our
Fagan
division's
needs to put a
harder.
snake in it. Wait, is Fagan in our division?
Yeah, Fagan's in ours and Donald is in theirs.
Yeah, sorry. I should know that better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I won't disagree that maybe Fagan needs to win more, but Donald's in the harder division, what it looks like. With Matt, Ben, and Greg, just because of the injuries that happened to Rob and Aaron, it weakens our division.
I mean, the Mud Dogs are only really 50 points from you. I mean, they're in the same category as you.
Yeah, they just face a lot harder competition.
Yeah.
Harder competition than you. Actually, harder competition than our whole division. So, yeah.
I think if you go on, they have 2 harder teams right now in the Mustangs and the Zor. But when you take them 2 teams out of the division and you just have three of them, they're kind of all below our teams. I mean, the Turd Nuggets, who are 2-3, have more points than their second team. They're number 2, which is the Monarchs. And he's our number 4 team.
When you fast forward to next week, Fagan has Memphis, the Mud Dogs have North Industry. So that's both teams. That's a pivotal game for those two teams sitting at 2-3. But you almost think with form, Maslin kind of needs it a little bit more, even though Fagan has Memphis on deck. Hopefully not a look ahead spot. Fagan can't be looking ahead to his matchup with undefeated Memphis.
Yeah.
Take it too lightly. So I'm on the Mud Dogs. You're taking Carolina.
Taking Carolina.
All right, so we defer on that one. You want to which matchup you want to do next? Magnolia or Memphis?
Oh, we can go with the Monarchs.
Sounds good. Taking on Bolivar. Laptop is at 29%, so we may have to pick up the pace a little bit.
Pick up the pace. With this one going down through it, I really think the Monarchs take it here with Justin Jefferson out. Maybe if Puka has a good game, Bolivar's in this. I mean, he really is. I think Lamar Jackson bounces back. Jalen Hurts has the Jets this week, which is in favor of Bolivar big time because the Jets even held Patrick Mahomes down, So we'll see. Gino has Cincinnati. We'll see what happens, what transpires. But with this one, I'm gonna go with Bolivar here.
I thought you were going to go Magnolia because I'm going Bolivar as well. I'm hearing not that Brian Robinson has a great matchup against Atlanta, but anytime I see somebody starting Chuba Hubbard, but again, I feel his pain. I was in that boat last week when I started Kenneth Gainwell, and it worked. I was able to find a way to rally.
Yeah.
I actually expect an MVP type game from Lamar this weekend.
Really?
They flew to London early. I think they flew on Monday. So they've been there. It blew my mind that Buffalo didn't fly out till Friday. So they were barely in London. And I think Tennessee is doing the same thing.
Wow.
Either way, I can't. I know Baltimore got there first, and I know Baltimore got there they're already there. They've been there for a few days. So, and the Tennessee secondary is supposed to be worse. Obviously, they just got ran all over, but nonetheless, I do think. Let's see, Lamar. He has dropped 32 points against Cleveland. I was going to say I expect a 30 burger from Lamar.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous though with Bolivar having double tight ends, Ingram and Waller.
Now for Tyreek Hill to get 2,000 yards, isn't that what he said he wanted to get 2,000 yards or 2,600?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit. So do you see him maybe having a game?
Yeah, can he have that big of a game in what should be a blowout 21 plus point win? So is he going to play the fourth quarter?
Yeah. Yeah, we both got Bolivar here.
Is Elijah Moore going to do anything?
What's that?
Is Elijah Moore going to do anything for the Browns?
No. I haven't seen him. If anything, Elijah Moore, his biggest game, he had 7.7 points.
Dare I say? Okay, I gotta give some love to Waller. He's tight end 12. I didn't realize how. I guess he just had a nice 14-point game. But might I say bench CJ Stroud this week? I think Baker Mayfield might be the play.
You like Baker this week against that New Orleans?
No, I don't like Stroud against New Orleans. I like Baker against Detroit.
Detroit, I know they've been giving up passing yards, but they've been killing quarterbacks.
Yeah, Baker's coming off a bye
So,
week. I,
yeah.
and then from a gambling standpoint, I think the Saints have played like 12 or 13 straight unders. Like they're just not
Now,
scoring games.
now New Orleans gave up 28 points to Baker. You're going against all fantasy predictions here, who's saying CJ Stroud's about to come on. He's been good. Do you're against them? You think he's gonna have a bad week?
I didn't realize those stats there, but yeah, I actually kind of think I put Stroud at 15 fantasy points this week. And I mean, Baker may get less, but if I just see Stroud as maybe a 15 pointer,
He has only been under 15 points once, and that was in week one. Since week one, he's at 25, 24, 25, and last week against at Atlanta, he had 16.
sounds close there.
So you think he's going to get under that?
Yeah, I'll say he doesn't score as many points as he did last week.
Oh, okay.
But nonetheless, hopefully, well, I guess it doesn't matter. But I think Bolivar wins. Although I guess I should be. I haven't been picking this way, but I probably should be rooting for Magnolia. So Bolivar takes another L, and I can jump them in the standings.
Or you just stay even.
Anything else you want to say from Magnolia and Bolivar?
I got Bolivar. That's what I'm gonna roll with.
So we both agree there. Hopefully, Ramondre Stevenson does something for him. Uh, yeah, man, I should be a good game though. It should be a good matchup.
Ooh. Roll on to the Mustangs.
Yeah, the 5-0 Mustangs taking on a banged up Fat Hair squad. Fat Hair is benching Joshua Dobbs for Gardner Minshew. Smart.
Raheem gets the full workload for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's clutch. It's pretty. See, here we go. The fantasy gods, Memphis luck. Who's Memphis playing this week? The person that had Achane. Convenient.
Person who had who?
Rob had Achane.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not only does he have Mostert, his opponent has Achane. Like, come on. But go
Well, Poster is the number 2 running back. And let me see here. They just put him on IR. They won't even let me click on it. Wow. Kane's the number 3.
thank you. It's a huge,
3. That would have been cool to kind of see them go up against each other instead of on the same team.
yeah, it's a huge loss.
Yeah.
Like that's a bigger loss than you losing Chubb.
Chubb would have been up there this
The
year.
reason it's a bigger loss though is you have more talent around to shrink that gap. This is
Not in the running back department. I did not until I got Alvin Kamara.
you have CMC. Stop it.
What?
Yes, you got CMC.
Dude. I got CMC on an $8 million a year deal.
So Rob's gonna need Kenneth Walker to play lights out. Right now, though, Mahomes is not doing so well through one quarter. He's got one fantasy point. Freaking Justin Fields is probably gonna eat.
Say it. I want to hear you say it. Pick them. Pick them, Ferrer.
Okay, I was looking to see if anyone was on Monday night, and Memphis does have Pollard.
Yep. You know, Pollard loves them Monday night games.
It might not even matter. Memphis might already have the win.
Yeah.
Uh,
Patrick Mahomes isn't looking good, right? Which doesn't mean he can't turn it around, but pick him. You know you want to.
I, you got that absolutely wrong.
The Mustangs go on to kill Rob.
Kill, huh? Wow.
Yeah. I don't see this being a 132 to 121 matchup. Matt scores between 150 to 170 this week. Osborne catches a touchdown against Chicago at least.
Is
Probably
Thielen on the
50.
block?
What?
Is Thielen on the block? Would Matt trade Thielen?
Thielen is the number 10 wide receiver at $3 million a year.
Yeah. Would you sell high? Like he's not going to get any better, right?
Probably not, but who would you give up for?
I was just curious if Matt would trade him if he'd be on the
Yeah,
block.
I'd like to have Thielen.
Me too.
You want a 33-year-old wide receiver for that crappy team over there in Castleberry.
And I
You're
could
going
say,
to give up a second?
nah,
Okay. What would you give up? You know what I mean? You don't have anything.
I got a lot. Let's give the
You give up Kyron?
one thing we forgot to talk about, and it does kind of go into play this in this matchup, absolutely. Rob spends $51 to get Minshew, and Minshew immediately goes into his lineup, outbids myself. I put 31 on it, and Greg put 21. Pretty funny how we all put, rounded up a dollar from
Yeah.
the whole.
What did you put?
I had 31,
Okay. Greg had 21.
and Rob had 51.
Huh. That's crazy.
And then Matt is the high bidder for Imari Demercado. He bid 22. Donald had 16. Rob had 15. And I only put in 11. And Rob gets Deonta Foreman, who I know he's had before. I put in a $4 bid and Rob bid 8. So big spender Rob, 51 for Minshew, 8 for Foreman. It looks like you cut Mooney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wanted to shout that out because, Minshew is in his lineup. Matt spends that money on Demercado, but he's not in his lineup. Mahomes is in the red zone. Could we get a little connection to Rice or Kelsey? That could be
It
seen.
you better hope it's Kelsey.
It could be Rice. He's got Rice in his lineup.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Mhm.
Somebody just scored.
Did they?
Oh no, sorry, Kelsey's got 5 for 5, 77 yards.
Yeah, he's eating.
I mean, he better hope that something happens here. Um, I I'm gonna go with the Mustangs.
Yeah, you said they're going to blow him out. I'm not far behind you. Yeah, Memphis wins this one. So game of which again, that should be what I'm rooting for, right? Fat Chair goes to 3-3. I'll be 3-3.
Yeah.
The Mud Dogs are Turd Nuggets. One of them is going to be 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy's just inching his way back in, baby. He's gonna be in the playoffs.
Or you're just giving yourself false hope and ruining your draft pick.
Yeah, if I don't make the playoffs, man, and I get the second pick, I'm totally fine with that. All right, we've got game of the week, and it is
Game of the week.
game of the week. Game of the week. Game of the week.
Finally. It's my second game of the week. The first one really wasn't a game of the week because it was me versus you, and it's just because we do the podcast. Everybody knew I was going to blow you out. It wasn't that big of a deal. But this week's kind of a big deal.
Who's it a bigger deal for? Like you don't. This isn't a must win for you, is it? Dare I say it? Must win territory for Greg?
It's not a must win for myself. No, my schedule is going to get. I don't know if it's going to get easier or harder.
But can you beat Greg? Like,
I think next week I have you, so it's going to get easier.
what's the? We'll see about that. What's the mentality though? Like, if another loss to Greg, I mean, you just can't beat your daddy.
Are you quoting Chris right now? Do you have to take somebody else's words and make them your own because they're out of the league now to make yourself feel good?
The whole league
Is
knows
that
who
what you
your
have to do?
the league knows who your daddy is.
And guess what?
Tell me.
I'm the whole league's daddy. You can't they my team's been on a roll since what, 2018?
Yeah, that's right. How many titles have you won?
We're working on it. We are working on it.
So the
Right now,
projection,
right now I'm projected to win by
like a point and a half. What,
barely.
what do we think?
Well,
I mean, all right, right off the bat, both quarterbacks are just gonna go crazy. Allen and Tua.
probably. You know, when you think a quarterback's gonna go crazy, usually they don't. So I don't see it there.
There is,
Tua probably will because when Greg versus me, some player goes off. I don't. You never know. It'll probably be AJ Brown.
I was gonna say,
I bet it'll be AJ Brown that goes off.
I mean, Tua is already QB 5, AJ Brown's wide receiver 8. So like them going off isn't surprise. Like they're balling, they're doing their thing.
Or Waddle.
No, Waddle would be the surprise because he's crapped the bed so far this year.
Yeah, I got Jonnu Smith in there. We'll see how that works. We're trying. Saquon Barkley against Buffalo, that could be rough because Tyrod is going to be the quarterback, so it's going to be rough. David Montgomery's in, Jared Goff's in, you know. Deshaun Watson, they have him at 0 now, so he's probably not going to play. What a waste of money for the Browns. I can't even. Literally, Baker had his whole shoulder separated the whole year and played. This guy can't play through a dang bruise.
Sounds like it was a good trade for me.
Yeah, what a wimp. Deshaun Watson, if you ever hear this podcast with our 6 YouTube people that watch it, I want you to know you're a wimp.
You brought
From every Browns fan in Ohio.
so one thing we haven't talked about this week. There's supposed to be some weather impacted games. I'm not entirely sure which ones, but there may be a cold front or wind coming in, and we'll see what that does on the NFL slate this Sunday.
Well, it probably won't be for Bijan's team. He's predicted at 13 points. I think it's gonna come. It's for 15 points actually. It's gonna come down to.
Say it.
Oh,
You're not even
it's
going to say it because you're missing it. It's so obvious.
gonna be a bad week for Christian McCaffrey, I think.
This matchup comes down to the tight end position. Jay Bourne yet again. This is where it comes out to show like the way to close the gap with Greg, your daddy, was to strengthen your tight end. You've got tight ends, you don't have a quality tight end. And boy, oh boy, is Greg licking his chops with Jefferson going down. I mean, how many targets is Hawkinson going to get? Is he just going to eat, eat, eat? Can you make up the point differential from the tight end position?
I don't know, because with Justin Jefferson going down, are they going to double Hawkinson now? Because before they had Jefferson, they had to literally try to take him away, and they couldn't even do that. And that gave Hawkinson more open targets. The guy's not that fast. Sam Laporta, maybe. Maybe if you pulled Sam Laporta out of the taxi, which is what I'd do if I was Greg, and I'd throw him in,
You're
maybe he's
lying. You
maybe
wouldn't do
he's got a
that.
chance against the old Sasquatches. But you want to know what? We're out in the woods right now. We're licking our chops. Greg doesn't see us coming. He's got his battle armor on. He's marching through the woods, but he can't see us. He's trying to find the old squatches, and we'll see if he can. Nobody's found us yet.
Oh man, that is too funny. Hawkinson is tight end 5,
Oh, here we go.
and he's combined for like 12 fantasy points over the last 2 weeks, and he's tight
Yeah.
end 5. So the one thing I should have looked, I didn't realize Zor is on a 3-game losing streak, right?
Yeah.
Have they ever lost 4 in a row?
That'd have been a good trivia question.
I can't see it. There's no way I would have pegged Greg to lose. He's lost 3 in a row before. It was actually last year.
Yeah. Well, welcome to number 4, Greg. I'm taking me to beat Greg. I wasn't going to at first, but you've talked me into it.
It's funny. I was probably going to pick you, but I've talked myself into picking Greg.
Good. Pick him. Pick your daddy.
Oh, your daddy. You got that confused.
Last that I've checked, how many playoff games have you won?
I can't keep track. I
Yeah,
make it. I make
not
it
that
every
hard. I'm
year.
pretty sure they can fit on one hand.
I'm there every year. I can't keep track of the wins.
I mean, you can keep how many times you make the playoffs, but what counts is when you actually win a game in the playoffs.
All
I
right.
hope you do make the playoffs. I really do. I hope you make the playoffs, and I hope you win the first round. And I hope you get me. And I hope I just go off and spank that ass, send you back down to Castleberry from Osnaburg with your tail tucked between your legs, and you go back and you go, well, I won a playoff game. We finally broke the curse.
Then the following week you'll be saying the same thing. Well, I won a
Maybe.
playoff game, but I couldn't get it done.
It's going to suck.
So in this matchup, you do have Sunday night football with Allen,
Yeah.
but you also have the only person playing on Monday night, and that is CD Lamb, who should have a nice game.
We haven't seen it yet.
You don't think?
I mean, people's been putting out an APB out on CD Lamb. I mean,
19,
nobody's
19
seen him.
fantasy points.
Huh?
He had 19.8 fantasy points one week. That's pretty good.
I mean, he's supposed to be. CD Lamb is supposed to be like the number 2 guy to start a fantasy team with, and I don't see it.
That's fair. Number 2, that's pretty high.
A dynasty league.
Yeah, it's pretty high up there.
Yeah. Bijan being number 1.
How many points what's the gap? Assume you're going to be losing going into Monday night. How many points will you need CD to score to feel comfortable to win?
Wait, what? What did you just say?
You're going to be losing going into Monday night.
Wait, say that again. I don't think I could.
I got 8% battery, so with you
I'm
losing,
going to be losing going into Monday night.
yeah,
That's not going to happen.
So you won't even need CD this week, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I could probably take him out.
And you'll still win. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So you're feeling I was gonna say, are you gonna need 15 from CD? Any, at 6 or a big monster 20 burger, but no, you won't even need them. Okay.
I might just take John out.
I'll take the tight end out too, huh?
No, I rarely have one any other week, so it makes a difference.
Watch this be the week that Ritter throws a touchdown pass to John and you get double points.
That'd be cool. I don't think anybody on my team I ever get double points for. I don't think I have one connection on my team. I hate to say, I don't think I do.
Well, you got the Falcons connection. You got Drake London too.
Well, is he ever going to break my lineup?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not looking good for him. I
Yeah,
thought about putting Michael Wilson in.
yeah, he's coming off a real big game, isn't he? 2 fantasy points.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this. Might not be the week to get cute with it.
No, it's not going to be. I'm going to say, well, I just take out Garrett.
Oh,
Garrett's
here's one. No, Greg's not going to put in a tight end on Monday night. But in seriousness, should Greg put in Chris Godwin?
I don't know.
That's
The
tough.
real one is, should Greg start Damian Pierce or should he
No,
start Joe Mixon?
I'd probably start Mixon. I think I would not face the New Orleans run defense. I don't want players in that game, Houston and New Orleans. You can keep that. But Mike Evans hamstring after the bye week, I think he's still questionable. Godwin maybe the number one.
You know what? I give Greg kudos for holding on to Kadarius Toney this whole time because he does not look good. Does not look good.
Dang, he just scored a touchdown,
Huh?
Man,
Who did?
Tony.
When?
Just now, sleeper updated.
Are you kidding me? It's not on mine.
2 catches, 8 yards, and a touchdown.
Wow. Yeah, it's not even on mine. Good job, Greg. Way to not play him.
So that's big. Mahomes gets his touchdown pass, but not to Rice or Kelsey.
Nope.
Dang, Kelsey has over 100 yards. Wow.
So you're picking Greg in this one, Ferrer?
Yeah. Yep.
We got a couple ones of us doing different ones for this week.
Were there some other oppos? We're both on. Are you on the Turd Nuggets and I'm on Maslin?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we both took Memphis. We both took Bolivar.
I think that's a pretty good wrap up for this week.
It is, man. Castleberry can't lose. Like, just can't look ahead. Got to get the job done this week.
Yeah, especially against the worst team in the league.
Got to get the job done this week because next week ain't going to be pretty.
Yeah, you better give your team a pep talk.
I don't have Burrow next week against you. That's
a killer.
Yeah.
Trevor Simeon?
Not even on the team anymore.
Oh, he isn't. He's already off the roster, huh?
Yep.
Did you just do that?
Had to put in. No, I can't remember when. I think I did it yesterday. But 3% battery, man. It is closing time. What? Any last
closing
thoughts?
time? We appreciate everybody for listening. Good luck to everybody this week.
Let's have some fun. Should be a good one.
Should be. Peace.